world, yeah.
It's estimated that we spend 1/3 of our lives at work, or 90,000 hours, assuming you only work 8 hours a day. It's pretty obvious that how we spend that time will have a huge impact on our quality of life. So when it comes to work, what are we actually expecting? What are your expectations of a job? And I'm going to ask you guys this. What are your expectations of a job? How do we define that now? What do we think?
I honestly don't know. I have like very skewed perception of what work should be. I'm like, I don't have personal boundaries. I don't care. Just like, I'm okay with the overworking. It gives me kind of,
Is it fulfilling to you?
I mean, not.
No.
But it gives me something to do.
Okay, so should work be super fulfilling and filled with purpose? Or is it something that it's 9 to 5, I get my 2 weeks vacation, I work hard at a company, get 3 weeks paid vacation so I can go on nice vacations? Like,
Well, I guess it depends. Like, if it is fulfilling, right, you're willing to work for it. That's your passion. But if it's not, obviously you want something that's balanced so you can go home and actually enjoy the things.
Should you find something that's fulfilling?
Yes, you should derive some sort of fulfillment from some place in your life, even if it's not your job, because
Yeah, I think if you're asking about the job, it's really hard to find a fulfilling job.
Is it though?
Yeah.
So in one of Malcolm Gladwell's books, they actually reference this, and the biggest indicator of job satisfaction was time on the job. So people that invested more time developing skills, becoming proficient in something,
They got better at it.
Actually felt more fulfilled by doing the thing.
Happiness?
Competency equaled not maybe a direct correlation, but there was some sort of job satisfaction, at least, from being competent, from being able to do something well.
Confidence.
But I think it would be correlation rather than causation. You know what I mean? Like people who are fulfilling or finding fulfillment at work would be more likely to say that they're fulfilled and like have the, you know, kind of the drive to do the things versus like somebody who's not really fulfilled. Of course, they're not going to feel like they're fulfilled in life in general.
Chicken and egg kind of scenario.
And that's kind of where it stands. I want to bring in loud quitting into the scenario here. So what do you guys think the difference is between quiet quitting and loud quitting? I mean, it's pretty apparent. One, you're just...
Can I say, like,
yeah, go for it.
The common denominator between those two is an underlying resentment at a system that seems to be working against you. So there's resentment and there's anger that bubbles up in us, and we can't take it out the way we used to, or the way that maybe we want to, and so we do this kind of stuff.
We take it out on the company or
on the man, giving it to the man.
My only thing with the loud quitting, I would say, is just if you're engaging in it, I would just say it's very dangerous for any future employment opportunities, because even if that company was terrible, your boss was terrible, whatever the situation is, another company now looking to hire you is going to be terrified that they're about to be the next company on your loud quitting list. So I would just say, if you're going to quit, like, I don't know, you have to be careful because you have to think about the next job opportunity.
Okay, so another question that I have for you guys is, what do we consider like a wage? So are you being paid for your engagement in something? So we talked about, you know, Chris, you run a coffee business, 416, and when somebody comes up to the counter, you want your employees to be super engaging. Oh, hey, I recognize you from yesterday. Rather than, you know, what we were talking about is, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, so there's incentive structures for that kind of behavior. If you're looking to get raises and stuff, for example, if you want a job where you want to move up and earn more money, whatever, you're gonna have to kind of show initiative, take initiative, work, and kind of move towards those things. Now, if you just want to, you know, stay where you're at and you're happy, then, you know, do the job description to the letter.
And I guess it doesn't have to be that black or white, right? Like somebody who's maybe not as social or excited can do something else in the company that's also a higher position and, you know, kind of make up for it in a different area versus somebody who's like super exciting. Maybe like it's not so task or, you know, organized and getting everything done that needs to be done in the day.
Now, quiet quitting is doing the job roles. That's kind of the definition behind it, is doing what you're being paid to do. But when we're talking about, you know, getting a raise, like I'm trying to get a managing position, sometimes it's not just based on how long you've been at the company before. Sometimes you got to show what you're capable of doing and how much you care about the company. That comes through in working more, no?
Well, it depends.
Enthusiasm, not so much working more. I think enthusiasm is a really big one.
Enthusiasm,
and like if you know people in the company and you know that somebody's going to get hired before you, regardless of your effort, why would you want to add more effort and then be passed over somebody else?
And that comes back down to like bad leadership. If you feel there's nepotism or there's like no way for you to get ahead, then you're not going to work very hard in that organization. But if you truly feel like you have a shot and you're being recognized for your contributions, you're more likely to put your best foot forward.
Right.
I had to work at a corporate restaurant before, and it's a corporate location, and it was one of the most horrible experiences I've ever had
Really?
in my life in regards to being treated as a workhorse slave. And I can see why somebody would get burnt out at a job like that in a corporate environment where the pressure is so high that you move a pencil the wrong way, there's a meeting with 7 managers.
It all comes down to, I guess, whether your leader or your boss shows you appreciation. That's an interesting point. Let's take a pause here. When we come back, what impact do these trends have on us as employees and on our economy? Let's take a look.